A reminder that I cannot choose my sexuality. I cannot choose to be bi. I was literally born this way. You're either a man or a female. Here's a man. Good. It's not, I identified as a closeted shirt that is wrinkled. They never brought up gender here. They said they're bi, which is sexuality. They mentioned sexuality, not gender. So it's not even relevant what gender they are here. Duh. Special thank you to CJ, McPuffin, Els, Kaori Ann Mori, and Holly Miller for supporting the channel and supporting my content. Thank you so much, guys. How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to another subreddit video. Today we are returning back to r/onejoke because there's been a new variation. Well, it's still the same one joke, but there's been a new theme, I guess you could call it. And one person said it, so naturally all of them have jumped on it. So we're going to be approaching that as well as the other stuff that you normally see in one joke. It's going to be like every other post is the new theme. You'll pick up on what it is pretty quickly. And then afterwards, I have a couple of points to discuss about said new theme. So let's take a look, shall we? From what I can tell, OP is trans female, so please use she, her pronouns. My bad, please respect my pronouns as /F150. Ah yes, the one joke that anyone ever makes about trans people. And yet, it's funny. It's not funny. Also, why did the person commenting get downvoted for saying please use a trans person's correct pronouns? That's just like respect to a person. I don't get it, but it's not funny. It was maybe mildly funny when I was like 13 in secondary school and I heard the attack helicopter joke for the first time, but it's been 8 years and they haven't gotten a new joke. So it's about as funny as knock knock, who's there, Doctor Who. It's about as funny as that. Like the Babylon Bee. Great, we know this is going to be an unfunny post. This lib repellent comes in a variety of colors and sizes. Link in bio. I identify as vaccinated. Amazing. Good to know that we're really traveling in the right direction here. Question. Best female gamers you know. Any game. Fortnite, e.g. When are you going to ask who the best attack helicopter gamers are? I'm so funny and smart. I can say attack helicopter. It's been 8 years. It's been like 8 years, dude. It hasn't been funny for at least 7 of those 8 years. Imagine if people were still making Harambe jokes and thinking they were hilarious. That's the level that this one joke works at. r/no new normal, we know this is gonna be just dumb. I identify as vaccinated. What you gonna do about it? I mean, biologically, I did not get injected with messenger RNA, but I feel like I have. Wait, you have a problem with that? Are you some sort of intolerant, xenophobic POS? No, but you are, because you clearly don't actually agree with trans people, and you're making that very evident here. So you actually are intolerant and xenophobic. Congratulations on coming out as being a terrible person. My pronouns is patriot. Wait till Lauren Boebert finds out that patriots actually want what's better for their country and are willing to do things to improve it, rather than just taking pictures with guns and saying, you're not gonna take away my beef, because that's not patriotism. It's, I don't even know what you would call that, honestly, but it's not patriotism. Patriotism is when you love your country and you want to do stuff about it. You know, like perhaps your country might be the worst country in the world for a virus that's currently like ravaging the world. You might want to do something to improve that, like, you know, helping with vaccines or helping to reduce the spread of said virus. That would be patriotism, because you don't want to unnecessarily kill people in your country. That's patriotism, not saying that my pronoun is patriot and posing with a gun. Just saying. I don't need a mask. I'm vaccinated. Wink. Don't question us. We identify as vaccinated. Don't assume my vaccination status. It's the same joke. Are you noticing the theme yet? Because there's a lot. There's a lot of them. Playing Guess Who in 2021. Is your character a man or a woman? Keep questioning, you sexist, transphobic, racist bigot. There are 69,420 genders. The first thing I noticed with this post, besides the fact that it's just a really weak attempt at the one joke, the first thing I noticed, the person who made this doesn't know how to play Guess Who. Let's take a look at this. Is your character a man or a woman? That's not how you play Guess Who. It's yes, no questions. If you ask me if my character is a man or a woman, I'm gonna say yes, and you get nothing from that. Because yes, they are a man or a woman, probably, because Guess Who has two genders in it, because it's a game and it's not a reflection of modern society. So good luck winning, you just wasted a guess. They're dumb. They're so dumb. It's not, but obviously, you know, if they actually got the rules of Guess Who right, then their joke wouldn't work. So I guess it's the trade-off they have to make, making themselves look dumb so that they can make a bad joke. I'm trans-vax. I'm not vaccinated, but I identify as vaccinated. Respect my pronoun. Vaccinated's not a pronoun, it's an adjective. I just want to get that out there. It's not a pronoun. Since we are now redefining everything, this is a cordless hole puncher. Sorry, but what hole punchers have cords? This joke doesn't work. And of course, it's posted by Donald Trump Jr., the guy that probably knows that his dad was insane and is evil, but he doesn't want to embarrass himself in front of his dad. He's like probably dumber than Donald Trump is, and like that's a stretch you have to make, but I think he is, and he's just proving the point by posting the one joke on his Instagram. Me? Vaccinated? Nah, not me. But I identify as vaccinated person, so checkmate, bitches. No, I mean you don't identify as vaccinated because the first sentence you opened with was me vaccinated, nah, not me. So you don't understand how identification works, do you idiot? You big buffoon. You great oaf. I said identify as a vaccinated American. I'm a transvaxite, one who identifies as having been vaccinated, even though not actually been. His grammar is awful. I've decided I'm a transvaxite, and you are a bigot if you don't accept me for who I am. No. And the final one. The rule is now simple. Get vaccinated or wear a mask until you do. The choice is yours. I identify as someone who is vaccinated. Checkmate. Now, it's time to talk about the theme. As you may have guessed, it's people saying they identify as vaccinated. Now, I'm going to address something that is to do with trans people, and I want to get it out there before I do, because I am terrible at wording things. Trans people are people. Trans men are men. Being trans is valid, and I am all for trans people existing. A male to female trans person is still gonna have possible illnesses that a male has, right? So it's important that a trans person tell their doctor that they are trans and what their birth sex was, because it's important for treatments, as well as telling them what medication they might be on, because medications might not mix. A male to female trans person that hasn't undergone any surgery is still at risk of getting testicular cancer, for example, but a female to male trans person isn't going to be at that risk. So it's important that we address the fact that trans people still need specific medicines and treatments that are relevant to their birth sex. They are still trans, however, they need specific treatments, and what you identify as doesn't change the fact that a trans person can still get specific cancers that the opposite sex can't get. So, saying that you identify as being vaxxed doesn't mitigate the importance of specific treatments. So if you identify as vaccinated, great, you can say you identify as vaccinated, however, you can still get and spread COVID. You can still get vaccinated because it's important for you to do so. Identifying as that doesn't change your medical history and the importance of having a medical history. So all in all, the entire joke falls flat by saying I identify as vaccinated. treated, because trans people don't just abandon their medical history the minute they become trans, the minute they undergo some treatments. They don't just abandon that because they could die from it. Conservatives, especially far-right conservatives, just get more and more stupid by the day. They get more and more intolerable. They get more and more intolerant towards anybody who isn't their ideal person. Aryan race comes to mind. You know, Hitler had an ideal, and anyone he didn't like wasn't in that ideal. And it seems like modern alt-right people still hold on to their ideal and have abandoned the fact that anyone that isn't that ideal is still a human. Stop dehumanizing humans. Everyone that is human is a human, and they have a valid right to want to be comfortable, to not want people to make them uncomfortable. They have a valid right to live their lives how they want to live them, as long as it's not harming other people. That's the difference between someone who wants to take away their right to identify how they want and someone who wants to identify as someone. Because a person who wants to identify as something is only changing their own life. A person who wants to remove the ability for others to do so is affecting hundreds of thousands of other people's lives, and they don't have a right to take away other people's rights. Thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Bit political, but I haven't done anything hardcore political in a little while, so it felt good to talk about it. If you want to support me in making more content like this, or more content in general, I have a Patreon in the description below, or equally you can click that join button. It helps a lot, but don't feel like you have to. I'm going to make content regardless. Other than that, thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.